It's happened. Season 2 dropped, and we are here to respond to episode 1. You all love our non-readers' reactions. Joining me now is G Mama and Lady Catherine. Let's get into it. Very exciting. It's almost 2 years since season 1 dropped, and we are here to talk about it. I can't wait to hear your reactions. Let's just start with the kind of broad strokes. How do you guys feel about the episode?
I loved it. Loved it.
I like, same. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yes.
I did.
You guys, we all love your honesty, so this is a monumental achievement. Lady Catherine, you got some notes?
I do, constantly.
I'm so proud of you.
So, first off, the first clip, the house kind of looked like Harry Potter with the people around, the Lord Voldemort kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But in that clip, I didn't notice the Black Aja before, or Ashante, or whatever. I mean, I couldn't see it. It was too dark. And then when I saw that ring, I lost my shit. I was like, oh my God, there's a new color, match my attire at all times.
Yeah.
But why was Patrick the only one to uncover? Now I'm just starting at the very beginning. I'm going through my notes.
Let's go. Yeah. No, that's fine. Why? Yeah. So why did Patton Fane pull his robe over his head and smile creepily? Yeah.
Creepily.
Right. The others looked like they were in a trance or like stuck. I don't know.
I mean, they were all just covered, right? So whatever it was, they were covered. Whether it was them covering their faces for their own protection, and so that they don't really show their face to the others at the table, right? So they were, but he had no problem showing his face, and the look that he gave to the little girl was 10 times as creepy this time as it was the first time, like just full heebie-jeebies, and made it very clear, right? We don't like the guy at all. We don't like him.
No bueno.
No, it was talked a lot about in this episode, but I mean, is it like a secret society? They don't know who the others are, kind of thing, maybe. And Patrick just doesn't care. He's going to be who he is. He brought the horn, so he's happy.
I'm going to translate for the viewing audience. Patrick is Patton Fane. So what does that say about him vis-a-vis all the others? Like, do you think they were holding their hands still and being still? I mean, heck, the mom didn't even respond to her own daughter, right? Were they being still out of obedience, or like Lady Catherine said, were they like somehow compelled to be still, and Patton Fane was somehow just not caring about the rules? Or what does that say about Patton Fane?
He's pretty much out in the open. He waves his Greek flag. He lets it fly.
Yeah. I was thinking that he has a lot of confidence, right? You said it. He's got the horn. He came in. He seems to be having that overconfidence that he can do no wrong. So is going to be treated differently, whether he is seen or not. I didn't feel like they were compelled, and I guess because of that, right? Because he reacted, I felt that it was a meeting, and they were just they were hiding their faces from each other, but not because they were compelled to. Because
when I looked around the table and no one moved, even when he did it and looked around and gave the evil gooey smile, they just stayed still.
Yeah,
they didn't go, oh, it's you. It's just
yes. Patton Fane's smile is the creepiest thing you'll see on television probably this year.
When the Black Aja showed up, as I said, I lost my shit, but for some reason in my mind, all I could think of is she's the HBIC.
Amberlin.
Yeah. She's Moiraine's girlfriend. Because she's not in the tower, she's got the thing, and then they said last season that she would be Moiraine's downfall.
All right, that's a hot take.
That's a super hot take.
I was so excited. I'm like, I'm getting this. I couldn't be toasted.
Yeah, so Swan Sanche is her name, and she's the Amberlin Seed of Tarvalon. You believe that she was at this gathering, and she was the one with the Black Aja ring.
The black ring.
And that she's going to be the downfall of Moiraine because Min from last season predicted that. All right. Hot take. Love it.
Another question from last season. When Rand was channeling and fighting the Lucifer or Dracula. He looks like with the two gray things.
Okay.
Why did Moiraine lose her power? What happened? Did Rand use it all, or did the Dracula take it, or why is she powerless? I have no idea. And she's still in Ashante because she ain't got a ring. She still likes her bands.
She still refers to herself as Aes Sedai. I thought that was interesting too. I'm like, okay, so what makes an Aes Sedai? Is it the power? Is it the training? Once an Aes Sedai, always an Aes Sedai, right? She still has a warder, even though the bond's broken. So I was kind of wondering the same thing. I'm like, okay, she doesn't have her power anymore. So is she still kind of legit?
Is she an Aes Sedai in name only, or
right?
Could be because of her reputation, because she's been out traveling and everyone knows Moiraine, that the name precedes her. She doesn't have to show the power because everyone knows who she is. I don't know. Right.
Yeah, but even more than that, what defines an Aes Sedai?
Right.
What is it just the power, or is there much more to it? Right. You make you make a vow, right? They have the vows. So once they've made those vows, then they're Aes Sedai, whether they can channel anymore or not. Because the other two women that she was with, they talked about when an Aes Sedai can no longer channel, and that it feels like assault, and right. So they referenced that this has happened before, and that I did find it just an interesting thought of what defines an Aes Sedai, and I ended with, through the vows, once you are one, then you are one, no matter what, even if you retire and don't channel anymore, or can't channel anymore. It doesn't take that away.
I was pretty impressed with Land's abs, as long as with his buns. So, abs and buns, got that on point. He was looking fly. And the two ladies that were in the place, I don't know if both of them were Aes Sedai, but why aren't they in the Dick and Balls? Why are they on this just random Italian, villa?
Okay, D&B stands for Tarvalon. The two ladies, I believe, is Varen and her friend. I forgot her name.
Perrin, I couldn't remember. They never said her name. I had it on the captions. It began with an A. Yeah. Adabas or something. So.
A wino.
Okay.
Well, I'm the one that just liked to sit and watch Land, so I'm with her.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely see you and her like in Cabo. Poolside on the lounge chairs, drinking Mai Tais, looking at all the men.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Keep going, right?
You're not wrong.
Yes, and. But I was thinking, so that's kind of where I was thinking too, Lady Catherine, of maybe they're retired, or maybe and I was asking those questions. Does every Aes Sedai live in the tower, or is that some people work there and train there, and then others go out and about? But for whatever reason, I kept thinking maybe they were retired, and this was like, okay, on to the next stage of life. But we know that one of them, we saw that. The other one, you don't even.
And still had a warder.
Right. She seemed to know enough about Aes Sedai, but I don't know if she is one, or if she's friends and knows them and kind of knows the deal. But
now, returning to the point of Moiraine losing the power somehow, we saw Liandrin cut Nynaeve off from the source during that. Okay, so that's the Red Sister and Mohawk Girl. Mm-hmm. And that's when they're throwing each other against the wall with air, what have you. And then she's cut her off. Do you think there's something related to that somehow?
I think personally, as watching the show, the Red Sisters are sexually frustrated. The others are getting it on with anything they can. And they're watching the fighting. They're just enjoying themselves. They got threesomes. And the Red are just strictly, leave us alone. And I think she's very sexually frustrated. And I think she's trying to force her to use the power because she knows it's in there. But I just think she's an angry person. She isn't getting any.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But as I think of kind of that idea of Liandrin cutting off Nynaeve's power so that she couldn't use it. I hadn't thought of that's what happened to Moiraine. I figured it was a battle and it was and she burnt out her power. I don't know. I wasn't really thinking that somebody was continually suppressing it, right? Because the thing with Liandrin is she was suppressing it, and Nynaeve felt it. Like it was very active, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when she left, she was worn out because it was a hard work. You could see she was like strong.
Whereas Moiraine, it was a battle, but then it didn't seem to be this active struggle. It's gone.
It's just gone. Right? Yeah.
So I don't know that it was somebody actively cutting it off. In my mind, it was either burnt out or sort of through the fight, like somehow taken from her.
Now I noticed there's 3 strings of power: the black, the yellow, and the white. I did write down the air, earth, fire, spirit, water, and I don't know if that's important or not, but I assume the color of black is, Dracula, and then the color of the white is the Ashantes, and then yellow is earth, because that's what they were channeling to funnel the dirty water. But I don't know if the yellow is significant. I don't know if it means that they're channeling a different power than the true power. Do you see where I'm going?
Yeah, and because in the clips we kept talking about that, right? We're like, oh, is his channel yellow and hers is white? But when I saw the recap, that wasn't the case, right? So unless Rand is different. So Rand had the black and the white, or when they were fighting again. So I don't think it's necessarily the male and the female, but it certainly might be those five things that you talked about. And then the black is an evil one. I'm guessing a black is on top of the good ones that they're training and learning.
But when he was fighting, he had the black and the white around him, but the white came through and won.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of confused, as it looked like he channeled the good power and fought and did not where did he go insane? I did not see insanity. I saw him seeing his life goals and his baby and this and that, but I didn't see that as insanity. I thought that was, this is what you could have if you did this. So when he left, I saw the insanity. It's supposed to make men insane. I need to leave. I'm like, where's the insanity in seeing your dream fulfilled? I did not find that insane. But I'm just trying to wonder as to where they got to these places.
And we didn't get, we got 0 Rand answers in this episode, right? We saw Rand for 3 seconds. He lit a lamp, and that was it. And I found that very interesting for the first episode out of the gate, that we didn't get Rand at all.
He's the only one, or no? Mohawk chick is the only one who has not kept to her true roots. The others, like the letters he wrote, happy, De la Muerte. Yeah. And they all lit it. Even Rand, who was supposedly gone to this side, but he still kept his roots. He still has his values.
Why do you think Nynaeve didn't?
She forgot the date, and I don't know if she's just so cut off from everything and trying to shut down the power, the fear, the strength. I think she's afraid of it.
Forgetting the date of Beltane is one thing, but I see that she is still very connected because she's still there with Egwene. I pronounce their names differently every single time. Egwene, and got the letter from Perrin, and so I still see her as connected with the others, and feel like if she wasn't, she wouldn't be there. She would be off on her own.
Where would she be? And honestly, where would she be? She's lost the others. The only one she has connection with and knows where they are is her. She doesn't know where Rand. She thinks Rand's gone. Perrin is now trying to look like Lion with the beard and the hair.
Okay.
And Matt, she doesn't know that he's locked in a castle or a crypt keeper or something. Now, got a question about with Perrin. He meets this guy that has the same color yellow eyes as Perrin does, but also as when people died, their eyes turned a little yellow, unless it's my TV, and that could be it. So I don't know if he's seeing, if I understand Perrin seeing through the animals or the wolves, but I don't know why that guy has yellow eyes. If he saw all the death and it came through his eyes and it's just there, or because he's a seeker, he sees through the wolves too.
Ooh, seeker.
I like that. Yeah, I didn't see the same thing in terms of the when people died, their eyes turned yellow. But I did wonder the same, right? That this guy's eyes are permanently yellow, and he saw things, so he knew what happened as Perrin. Is this the first time we've seen Perrin have a vision like that?
I thought, right? Or dreams. I don't think
he's had dreams, but the vision that he had where he saw through the wolf's eyes and saw what happened was really interesting, right? And so the other guy with the yellow eyes, I think they said his name, I can't remember it, is as soon as Perrin was like, oh, like something happened, the guy's like, yep, a girl got away. So the guy was seeing the same thing that Perrin saw in his vision as well. I'm really interested to see how this guy plays out.
I'm just gonna call him Bob Marley with the dreads.
Okay.
And
Gold Marley?
Bob. Good old Bob Marley. Is it me, or maybe I'm just reaching, because I could be reaching? The little girl who got away looked like the little girl in the beginning.
Yeah,
who was at the place.
100%.
So when she was calling for her mom, I don't think her mom was there. I think her mom was dead. I think she's just thinking her mom is there. Like, she'll be the next generation. We're going to keep her here, have her think that there's someone here. But the only one who escaped was the little girl.
Well, yes. So yes, the little girl escaped. The little girl is the same little girl that Padan Fain saw and gave this creepy smile to. So I don't think it's an accident that little girl is the one that escaped. Right?
Unless the mom had something to do with Padan Fain killing the rest of the family.
It's quite possible. Yeah. So again, it's not a mistake that the little girl was spared. Yeah. Whether it's her mom that spared her or Padan Fain that spared her, that was I think intentional. But he did kill one of the other dark friends. So, and I didn't realize, like, the one who was in the suit with, like, the bird. So all the guys that Perrin and Loyal are with are from the place that got destroyed. From where Lan is from.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that
5 months they all got injured, and they're riding a horse for miles and miles. I mean, if I get injured 5 months ago, I'm still, on the couch. I mean, I can't see them being of the strength to be able to go, and I don't think there was any Aes Sedai who could heal them there, that they could be that strong to be that forceful and horse riding everywhere. I just thought that was a little odd. All of a sudden, last time I see them, I don't even know if they're alive or dead, and now they're cruising the countryside.
Well, they were all the dudes that were in the castle when Padan Fain took off, so they weren't necessarily...
He hurt them.
Yeah, he stabbed them up.
Oh, he stabbed Leo.
Leo.
And then
they got aloe. They got aloe, and they got some poultices and stuff. They help people.
They got the herb.
They're a hardy group. They all heal way better than we do.
That's hilarious. What did you guys think of the new Matt?
I think he looks a lot similar to the old Matt.
Right.
And I was trying to in the recap. I watched the season 1 recap that came on right before, or they still used the old Matt in the recap, right? They didn't reshoot scenes, so because I'm like, well, if they reshot scenes, he looks identical, but he looks very, very similar. It was not a long scene with him. He didn't have a whole lot of lines, but I thought he looked similar. His demeanor was similar, but fascinating that that he is in the tower. What I'm assuming he's in the tower, right? Because Liandrin is. We just saw her in there, and now she's got him held hostage somewhere. So I'm assuming he's in the tower where Nynaeve and Egwene are.
Right.
He is miserable still, even though he hasn't touched the dagger in so long. Liandrin is being really, really mean to him, right? So apparently all these letters that are coming from Perrin, she is altering how she's reading them to him and taking him out of it, because obviously he was mentioned in Perrin's letter, but she is just being super mean to him. And then he's pulling the full-on Shawshank Redemption and trying to like dig an escape route. So
Yes.
Now, do you think she's actually being meaner to him than Moiraine was being to Lan? Because Moiraine was being kind of, and I understand she's going through issues and everything, but she was being like, serve me here. And I'm like,
I do. So I mean, she's being cruel. She's being cruel to him.
Yes. Saying,
your friend doesn't care about you. Don't you feel bad? Your friend doesn't care about you. So she's being intentionally cruel to Matt, which, so right. They have to tell, or they cannot lie. So, but she's, this sounds like lying to me, because she knows that that's not true. And I just thought of that. She's being intentionally cruel to him, and I need to think about it, but I think she's also lying. So she's like breaking one of her vows. Whereas what Moiraine is doing to Lan is not telling him what's going on. So she's not being cruel. She's just working through her own shit and doing it without him. And that's what he is having a hard time dealing, because he's her warder and they've always been bonded, and he's always known what she's thinking and feeling, and he doesn't, and she's not telling him. So that was that whole conversation about different ways to communicate, is that he needed to figure out a different way to communicate with her and understand her. But it ended with him saying, "What are you not telling me?" So which is a better way to communicate than just sitting around waiting for her to say something. He's asking her point blank.
Well, I was disappointed in the fight scene at the end, and love me a good bloody gory fight scene, but I couldn't see half of it.
It was dark.
It was really dark, and I did not know who, what, when, where, what was going on. I do think it looked like she did feel a little bit of the power. Was it the other girls?
I think it was.
I think so.
Because I watched that part a second time. It was, when I watched it last night, my room was really dark and I could see a lot more. And then when I rewatched it, it was daytime and it was a lot harder to see. But it seemed like she was, but I don't think she was. I think it was the other one protecting her. Because I thought at first that I'm like, oh, she's getting her power back. And then when I rewatched it today, I'm like, oh darn, I don't think she is. But
the look in her face, was like she felt something.
She was feeling something. Yeah, I agree with that. So, but also surprised.
Yeah.
Right. So was she surprised at like, oh, something's happened? Yeah. So I don't.
Do you guys have any favorite scenes?
I really like Lan training.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And them talking about loosening up as she's eating a pomegranate, talking about a threesome, and the girl's like,
"That was hilarious."
I mean,
that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was going. I mean, two different conversations, but
that was a Three's Company moment right there.
Yeah, I liked the Matt scene because it was very telling. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know where he was. I don't know kind of where all that's going, and it can go in a lot of different directions. So I was really intrigued. That was something to me that was probably intrigued me the most. I do like Perrin and the folks that he's with now. So they're all looking for the horn. they know Padan Fane has it, but I'm interested to see more. There seems to be a playfulness among some of them, and I always like good kind of lighthearted, but it was just taking me a little while to figure out the personalities and who's who and all of that. I did like, so one thing that just kind of that really struck me is that it was Beltane, and then they showed everyone, which tells us it's a year.
A year,
right?
Yep.
It's been 1 year since their lives were just totally turned upside down. I just found that a impactful note too of what a crazy year it's been.
Yeah, I'm surprised if she sent the information to the red chick that she actually imprisoned him and just didn't kill him, because she just seems to like to, eliminate all men. And I'm surprised that she did lock him up and not just, obviously, Matt's part of the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine group, but it's just that I'm surprised that for her not to kill someone immediately is surprising.
Do you think, does she kill people? I mean, because he wasn't channeling. I mean, I know those two dudes that, I guess I didn't.
Well, there's the very, very, very first scene of the very first
beginning.
Episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Something happened there.
And she sent for the red specifically, not the green, not she sent for the red for a reason.
Yeah, so this is Moraine's doing, and to see Sad Matt and to think about Moiraine being behind that, it's pretty rough. We have so much we could continue talking about, but we should wrap this episode up. This has been amazing. We have to, as always, end the episode with what I'm calling the Way the Leaf rating. That's right. How many leaves do you give episode 1 out of 5?
I'm going 4. Yeah. I liked it a lot. I bet you they have some better ones in the can, so I'm not going all in yet, but I'm going 4.
Sweet.
I have to concur. I believe it's 4 too.
Everyone who's watching Human with all the spectrums, please puppet that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bells so you won't miss out on any further non-reader react episodes. We are going to go through these one at a time, so ladies, get to watching episode 2. We'll be back at this soon. Okay. See y'all later.
Thank you. Bye.